It's a nice morning here in the mountains of Appalachia. Very nice this morning. It's pretty early, but it's overcast, so we don't have any bright sunshine, any hot sunshine like we've had during the last 2 weeks. It's just almost been unbearable especially for people that work outside like Matt. I don't know how he's stood it. I can hide from the heat in the middle of the day. But today, what we hope to accomplish, we've got our garden laid by now, but now it's time to think about planting our second succession of things. A lot of our spring vegetables have either already all been eat up or they're played out. It's just getting way too hot for them. So when that starts happening and we harvest those, then we like to go back and replant in those places for kind of a succession planting of regular summer crops. This year, most of those succession crops that we're going to plant are kind of things that people have sent me in the mail, wonderful subscribers to the Blind Pig and the Acorn and to Celebrating Appalachia, that I really wanted to try, but I didn't plant them in our first planting because we went with those tried and true things that we know do good for us. But I was going to go over them with you kind of before we start. This first one is really interesting, sent to me by Ron Stevens, great friend from the Blind Pig and the Acorn. He says they're garlic chives. At least that's what he's calling them. I bought the parents as plants labeled chives. I thought of the delicate green onion flavor chives. These are definitely not that. The blades are more flat than round and taste like garlic. So he's mailed me some of those, so I'm going to plant them. I'm not sure where I'll put them. Maybe back there with my other herbs, with my rosemary and lavender in the back. The next one I want to plant today, I'll probably plant some of these. If you can see right behind me, you can kind of see where the greasy beans start, but between me and Matt, where there's some open area on that cattle panel, there's 2 open areas. That's where our peas were, and we've harvested all of them. They were really good. Matt said best peas he'd ever ate this year, and then we pulled them up because it was just getting too hot for them. I still have my Mississippi pink eyes in the back. Those are the peas that can withstand more heat, but these were more of the spring type, so those are gone. But what I want to plant right there is a bean that I've heard about all my life probably, but Pap never grew it and I never grew it just because he didn't. I'd like to stay with those tried and true things. We love greasy beans, greasy back beans, and then white half runners. And then last year we tried the rattlesnake beans, which we really loved, so I've planted those again this year. But these were sent to me, actually 2 different people sent me the same ones. So Jason Richards and then also Larry Keller, and it's the Cherokee Trail of Tears bean. It's a black bean. And let's see what, I think Larry told me a little bit about it. He said, I picked this bean up from a Native American fellow at a pre-1840s primitive event. He told me the black beans were heirloom seeds that were carried by the Cherokee Indians on the Trail of Tears. I have no way to verify this. I have eaten them green and dried both. Green, I have Frenched them, and they are great for that. Dried, I have taken and cooked them with authentic wild rice and dried deer, or I guess I would call it jerky. Very tasty. So, and then Jason also said he really enjoyed the bean. So I can't wait to try those. So the next one is also beans, some beans sent to me by Chad Cox, and he said these were in his grandmother's family. He's wrote on them Grammy seed. So he says they've been passed down in his family for a long time. The best I recall, my grandmother's grandmother brought them when she immigrated. So that's really interesting. I can't wait to see what they do. They kind of look like a white half runner, so I'll have to see what they turn out to be like. So thank you to Chad for those. So the next one is another bean, but this is actually one that I had. So if you watch my videos, you know that our freezer died. Well, in the bottom of the freezer, I had some old seeds, just saving them for just in case. And when I was, some of the stuff that melted had dripped down on them, so I had to go through them. Luckily, I had them all in plastic bags, but as I was going through them, most of them I put right back in the new freezer when we got it. But I found this one that I had grew a long time ago, and I'd kind of forgot about it. Back in, well, this seed was in 2013, so it must have been in 2013. So True Seed in Asheville would sponsor my garden in those days, and they sponsored, like each year, they wanted me to have my readers test a certain variety, a certain vegetable, and that year it was beans. So I had a lot of extra bean seed. So that's where this one come from. I never would have bought it myself, but it was a lima bean, so it's from 2013. But it it says it's an heirloom. It's no wonder these have been around since the 1880s. Reliable producer of buttery white lima beans under a variety of growing conditions, bushy habitat, and a long harvest window. So I'm going to plant some of those, probably back down here where we're taking out some of the spring stuff. Like, of course, all our radishes are gone. A lot of our lettuce has already been eaten up. Some onions that we've already eaten, those kind of things. We're going to plant, I'll probably plant those bush beans back there. And another one that I didn't bring out with me that I definitely want to plant, again, probably right down here, is the Yance bean. I think I've talked about that before, but the seed come from one of Matt's dear friends, Brian Lambert, from the Junaluska section of this county where we live in Cherokee County, and it had been passed down in his family for a long time, for generations. I actually got to talk to his uncle one time who was in his 90s, and he remembered his grandparents growing it, Alvin. So, and I was reminded of it. We grow it every year, but we didn't plant any this year yet. But the other day I had the opportunity to talk to a wonderful, dear, sweet woman, and I'll be sharing her interview soon, hopefully. And she was familiar with the Lambert family, and once we started talking about them, I mentioned the bean, like that he had shared the bean seed, and she immediately said they called it a Yance bean. So she was familiar with it too, and they had shared it with her family. Another one that Nancy Martin just sent me is 4 o'clocks. Just this is flower seed. I'm going to plant 1 or 2 of them. I tried these years ago, and because I thought they were so beautiful and such an interesting flower, but I couldn't even get them to come up. But maybe that was when my soil wasn't as good as it is now, and maybe I wasn't quite as sure about what I was doing. So I'm going to plant 1 or 2 of those in my flower bed just to see what happens. And then the very last one I'm going to try to plant today is a watermelon. Again, if you watch my videos, you know I'm plumb foolish about watermelon. I eat it every day. That's usually my dinner. If I don't have something better, I just eat watermelon. I just love it. I'm crazy about it. And I try to grow them every year. And we do pretty good with the small varieties like sugar babies and some of the other more cantaloupe type melons, but I can never grow those big beautiful watermelons that Farmer Tim just down the road from me, I could walk there in just 15 minutes or so on the same road I live on. He grows, but he has ultimate sunshine. He has all day long sunshine, and I don't have that. But I never give up trying. But anyway, so this is a wonderful watermelon seed that was sent to me actually this week, and it's melon Deau. I'm sure that's like French. I don't know how to say that. But it is kind of looks like a different, it's a strange looking watermelon, if that makes sense. I guess I could show it to you. Kind of really like a green. Anyway, it was sent to me by, I believe it's Shelley. Yes, Shelley. And from Canada, so really exciting to receive mail from there. And she says that she sent me also tomato bumblebee mix tomato seeds. Tomato bumblebee mix. I can't wait to try those, but I'll wait until next year on those since we're so late in the season and I would need to start the seeds. And she also says these are considered a new heirloom and saved seeds should be true to type, so that's very exciting. Of course, I have to plant all mine so close together that sometimes it seems like, especially with the smaller tomatoes, I can do that, but with a lot of the larger ones, because they're so close and they cross-pollinate, that doesn't always work for me, but that's the best that we can do here. But the watermelon, they grow large and are also hardy for colder areas. You shouldn't have any problem in North Carolina, even at higher elevations, so I cannot wait to try that one. One other thing we hope to do today is that we need to lay by Granny's garden. I stay with her about 1 day a week, and on those days it's just been so hot by the time I usually get down there about 9 or 10 o'clock, and the sun's really hitting her garden by then. But I've got a little bit of the mulch on. Mostly this week me and her went out there and we put mulch around. We've mostly put it around the plants, but we need to cover the whole garden so that we'll cover some of the weeds. And so me and Matt hope to do that today, along with planting these few things. And one other thing I hope to do is, I've talked about my problem with my blueberries, the birds getting them. Well, my blueberries are late bearing, means they won't be ripe probably till August. But I want to go ahead and figure out how to scare the birds off before then. So a lot of you left so many wonderful comments about pie plates and using those metal pie plates and CDs and different things. So we're going to try some of those. But then when I was going through my seeds to find out what I wanted to replant for this succession thing, I forgot I had bought this like a tape I don't even want to start it, that you wrap around them. So this is kind of like I mentioned Justin Metcalf using the inside of a VHS tape to scare away the crows is what he was doing from his corn. But this is kind of that similar stuff. So we may just wrap them in this and see how that goes. I'm going to have my blueberry bushes looking like Christmas trees between this and if we do any CDs or pie plates. But hopefully it will work.
Oh man, you know I'm gonna go.
You're not going to do that.
Like on Step Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. If you like coconut, it's good. Oh, it's not. You like coconut. Actually, you don't.
Yeah, then.
You used to say that coconut reminded you of toenails.
Well, it did. I mean, the little slivers, the way it's cut up in them cakes, it was like eating somebody's toenail clippings.
It tastes so good,
I like the
though.
taste of coconut. I just didn't like the, I don't know, whatever. That's pretty good.
So good.
Tastes like suntan oil.
We don't. It
Yeah,
tastes
yeah.
like a coconut. I see a ripe tomato over there. See it? That's like one of those new ones that we're trying. Must be a gooseberry or a golden nugget. Oh, there's another one. I missed those. They've been hiding from us, or from me.
You got a pretty big cucumber over there too, I seen last night. And those peppers.
I've been watching the cucumber all week.
Those peppers are growing pretty good too.
We have never had peppers this early. Usually our
It's usually
peppers...
August.
Yeah, August before we get peppers. So starting them inside under grow lights really worked. We tried that the year before, but we put them in the basement where it was still cool when the fire would go out. So this year we put them in the living room, and they stayed, that warmth stayed on them.
You can get some more of them.
Those are good. And it was a wonderful subscriber that told us about the coconut ones, the cream coconut outshine.
Yeah.
So good.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like a dessert.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So even though we're tired and hot, this is the first weekend, first Saturday, that it's like the rest of the day we can do what we need to do and it won't be fighting the garden or trying to get something done. Because since we got ours laid by, it didn't take long to plant what we were planting this morning, and then didn't take too long to cover grannies with mulch and stake up the tomatoes. So that's a good feeling.
Yeah. Be even better when we can get started eating out of this.
Oh yeah, right. We had our first tomato this week, little tomato. 2 of them. I ate one and Matt ate one. They were so good, wasn't they? But now that I see those 2, once you start seeing them though, then they begin to get ripe faster and faster. I mean, then it's like every day
Then they
you get
pile
them
up on
right.
you.
Our okra about what, knee high?
Yeah.
So before long we'll be eating it too. Love okra. Beans, I've been eating a few raw green beans. They're little, but me and Corey and Katie love them like that. But before long they'll be big enough to have a mess of beans. I bet within a week, don't you?
Maybe.
If we get some rain, one big rain would do our garden so good. If you notice Matt's bright shirt.
Yeah, if you notice, how could you not?
Yeah, the bees have been attracted to him all day, which they are anyway. Matt's one of those people, he walks outside, all the bees go to him. They ignore me. Although I did get stung one day this week when we were watering. A bumblebee flew into one of my watering cans, and I was trying to save it, and I saved it, but it stung me in the process. Matt said I shouldn't have tried to save it.
Right.
But anyway, they are attracted to Matt. As soon as he goes out of the house, they dive bomb his head, but they really love this shirt.
Apparently they do.
And our camera looks really weird, so if we go in and watch this later and it's like Technicolor, I'm blaming it on Matt's shirt. Or not Technicolor, what do you call that? Like a filter that's it's supposed to look like when movies first come out, I guess.
No.
So growing a garden is a lot of work. It's so rewarding. Me and Matt really enjoy it. But a lot of the work is kind of up front, don't you think? So like now, we'll work the rest of all the way to August, September, taking care of the plants, trimming, of course, harvesting and eating, putting up all that goodness to eat in the winter. But the majority of the hard work is early in the summer, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. It's all been kind of hard on me this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's harder to get in there.
I mean, to this point.
Yeah, I mean, from here on it'll be easier.
Easier, yeah. I get hints why the old timers would say they'd laid by their garden and usually go on a picnic or go fishing, go do something. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Yeah. We need to go up in the woods, go on a picnic. We're too tired right now. We'll have to rest for a while.
Yeah, I need to stake those pepper plants is what I need to do.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah. They're doing really good right now as far as standing up, but before long the weight of the peppers start pulling them over.
Yeah, and it ain't like we ain't got 40 of them over there.
I know. Yeah.
I don't believe I've got enough stakes. I may have to cut some out of the woods. But I can do that.
Yeah, we love to use stuff out of the woods, Matt does. For one, it's just kind of like makes you feel closer to the earth, but for another thing, it's frugal. We have woods and
it's right there and you don't have to wait.
Right,
Just
and
go get it.
if you cut a branch, it's a renewable resource.
Right.
It's going to grow back by the next year probably. You'll look at the jungle we live in. So we hope that you enjoyed coming along with us this morning as we got our succession planning done. We're so excited to try those new varieties and so grateful to the people that sent them to us. We're glad we finally got Granny's garden under mulch and got her tomato plants staked up because they're loaded with tomatoes and they were just kind of laying on the ground. So she'll be excited about that too. And we hope that you'll just continue to drop back by as we make a garden in Appalachia. Those were really good, wasn't they? That's like a dessert.
Yeah, they're real good.
They're good, ain't they? Makes you want another one?
Not at this minute.
I gotta get one
to
of
death. I want some meat. That's what I want.
I gotta get a box for Granny. I always loved coconut because Granny and Pap did. They was crazy about it. I think she'd like those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get her a box of them.
Get her some.
I gotta go check on the blackberries at Steve's. He said I could have them all. And it sounds like I'm gonna have some blueberries.
Yeah.
You like blueberry jelly?
Blueberry cobbler or something.
You like blueberry cobbler?
That's what I like.
I can just eat the blueberries out of hand, mostly. I can just eat them and eat them and eat them and eat them. But I ain't crazy about like blueberry jelly. But if you've got lots of blueberries, you should definitely try to do something with them, which we usually freeze a lot of them, and then, like you said, make cobblers and blueberry pies. That'd be good, blueberry pie. You like them?
I wonder, I bet you could make maybe somebody's already done it, I don't know, but you could, just the whole blueberries, you could simmer them in like cream and butter and put them over top of a piece of cake.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It'd be good.
Yeah. Remember the upside down?
Piece of like a pound cake or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good. Remember the upside down blueberry thing I make? That's good. But yeah, that you can do that definitely. Make like a blueberry syrup, but like you're saying, just kind of make a strawberry shortcake, but with blueberries.
Right.
A blueberry shortcake.
Right.
That'd be good.
Would be.
Yeah.
Make your teeth blue.
Yeah.
And your lips.
Yeah. Well, ain't it good that the rest of the day you can relax?
Yeah, I still got to do that.
You could wait on them. They are right now standing up really good. I can't believe how many peppers we have.
There's a bunch of them.
And it's June. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy.
What are we going to do with them?
I'm thinking about pickling some. I wonder if I can. One time didn't I make those pickled peppers that you buy, like the yellow ones?
I'll tell you what we ought to do is get us a bunch of corn and make pickled corn and put them in it.
Yeah. I've seen the last 2 or 3 days. I've seen where people was talking about that there must be a local farm, and they'll announce every few days. Tomorrow we'll be at Grizzle Bears, or Hot Spots they're calling it now. Grizzle Bears with a load of peaches and cream.
Who is it?
I don't know, but they must have a local farm. I don't, unless they're going and buying it somewhere, but I can't imagine they'd be doing that. So I'd like to have a load of Silver Queen.
Well, as early as it is, I ain't seen nobody locally got no corn big enough to be producing.
Well, maybe they're bringing it in from somewhere else.
From down south,
Yeah,
South Carolina.
maybe.
There, I'd say they're
Maybe
getting
they
corn.
have a uncle or somebody that has it, and they go down there and bring it up here and sell it. I don't know. Best eating of the year.
Gosh, yeah.
Just have some corn, a fresh tomato, a fried okra,
fried
and some
squash,
cornbread and fried
side
squash. I
meat.
mean, that's just enough. I don't even have to have the side meat. You do, but
I love it.
that's a feast. I wonder if my elderberries will bloom or do anything this year.
No,
They're growing pretty big.
I don't think they'll do nothing this year. It'll be next year.
All right, well, let's get up.
What are we doing?
I don't know. In the house to Peppers. I've got to go pick blackberries. Out at
Are they
Steve's.
ready to pick?
Well, he told me about 2 days ago to give it 2 days and then go down there and pick them all. He had all he wanted. So,
Wayward daughter.
yeah.